She should be here any minute now. She went to the bathroom. Some of you may actually recognize this booth. Look at this. Look at this, baby. Is that number 88?
I was just thinking that
Yeah.
they could see 88 frontwards or backwards.
That's true. No matter what.
The waiter that we had last year
Yeah.
is here.
Are you
I
serious?
just saw him.
So the same waiter that we had last year. How do you remember this waiter?
Because he was in the video. He was featured
Oh, that's
in the
true. He
video.
was in the video.
And he gave us the worst news ever.
Yeah.
Do you remember what that news
Well,
was?
he said they had no cheese curds, which cheese curds are important to us because 4 years ago.
It's a staple, a foundational staple in our relationship.
4 years ago,
Yes.
in this very booth, at this very location,
Yeah.
we met for the first time ever.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You are fine. We are live streaming, but you're fine.
You're,
My name's Ashley. I'm taking care of it. I go to some beverages. We have Pepsi products and a full bar.
Ashley wasn't here 4 years ago when we met, was she?
No, I don't think so.
Ashley's
No, you
new.
were in my fight.
Yeah.
Well, so I worked here from 2001 to 2008. Took a 14-year hiatus, moved to Florida, and came back.
Oh, well, you know,
Clearwater.
and ended up back here.
Ashley's in Clearwater. She missed out when we met here 4 years ago. Yeah.
This was our first date right here.
This is our first date was right here. Thank you, Debbie Deaver, for the $1.99.
Today's our 4 year.
It's amazing.
And he always requests this food.
Yeah.
And it's always available.
I don't know what it is about this place, but it really does. There's been lots of connections here, and that's what, like, I came
We're
back
not the only people that have met here, and
I miss the, there's still 5 people that worked here when I left
oh wow,
that work here.
that's
still.
pretty good. That's really good.
There's
That's
something
really
about
good.
this place.
It's the cheese curds, right?
Oh my god, yeah, probably.
Please. Yeah, we need.
We'll do the large.
Yeah, we need the biggest thing of cheese curds,
And then, are we drinking to celebrate?
I'm gonna take non-alcoholic Mountain Dew
Mountain Dew.
with no ice, and another bottle of ketchup probably.
I'll take a sweet tea with it. Is it? Yeah.
Wesley, thank you so much for the super chat.
I'll be right back.
Thank you.
So, for those just joining us, this is the 4th year in a row. 4 years in a row. We've been on the road nonstop.
This is how many bowls. What's his face?
Oh yeah, that's right. Patience's brother had that many, except he added.
He said 5.
You.
I filled up 4.
This is the 4th year in the row we have come back to this exact booth 88. Do you,
88. We should. Here we go. 88.
what details do you
It's the
remember?
same, forward or backward.
What details do you remember?
So the details that I remember is that I requested that him and I meet halfway because
But
we did
hold a
live
second.
an hour apart.
We actually discussed this, whether we wanted to invite you to help us celebrate our 4th year anniversary, whether it was going to be a private or if we were going to go live, or whether we were just going to release a video that we already had ready to release.
Pre-recorded
Yeah, we
video.
already have it ready. And we decided that you guys have become so much a part of our family that our celebration is our celebration. So we'll celebrate privately later, but we wanted to go public and celebrate with all of you guys.
Yes, because it's always fun.
Okay.
It's always fun hanging out.
Detail. Thank you, Ashley.
So back to
I'll give you a minute.
Jeremy and I lived an hour apart, and so this particular B-dubs is the halfway point, which we both agreed upon. And he got here before I did to reserve a seat, and it was so busy. There was people waiting outside, people waiting in line, and I was like, I'm here, I just parked, can you meet me up front?
And I went up front and I was like, is there anybody here? Like, she was like,
I'm down here.
You're,
And I'm a hugger, so we went in for a hug. I went in for a hug. And
I didn't push her away.
I was wearing like 3-inch chunky heels. Myra,
Oh,
thank you so much.
Look, baby, they've sent $11.98 as your anniversary gift so far.
Ooh, we can get a dessert.
We can get a dessert with the cheese curds.
And so the first thing he said to me,
Thank you, Charles Henry.
thanks, Charles. The first thing he said to me was, and I looked and I was like, you're much taller than I thought you were going to be.
And just so
As I was on my tippy toes already with like,
George
heels
does
this
not
big.
date tall men, does not like tall men. So one of the first things
Usually,
she said to me, she's
like,
like,
I
I'd like to
usually-
cut you off at the shins.
like 5'9"
This
is a good
might
height,
work.
and he's like 6'4", so it's a huge jump for me.
6'1".
No, you're 6'4".
6'1". I don't know where you're at in these extra inches. Do you remember the drink that I ordered that night?
Mountain Dew. Marilyn said, "Get me some cheese curds." Claudia,
We're sending them
thank
to you,
Claudia.
Marilyn, but you probably already stole them. And then do you
We're
remember
gonna
what I
special
did?
whip it up for you, Marilyn. Make it
And then-
extra cheesy and curdy for you.
Did I do that on the first time?
He did do that on the first date.
And what did you say?
I started giggling.
You said, will you do that every time we go out to eat? And I was like, yeah, I will.
The last time he did it, I didn't know that he was gonna do it, and he hit me so hard on the side of my head. I felt it.
Those are the best. They've sent $24.07 in super chats. We can get Maryland some
Now we
some
could
cheese
even
curds.
get 2 desserts and an order of cheese curds for Marilyn.
Yep,
Yeah.
she'll steal
Do you
them
think Marilyn will share
with Wooster Police.
with food?
Yeah.
Marilyn, do you share your food?
I don't think
A
Maryland
lot of
shares
people
our food.
don't like to share their food.
I don't think Maryland shares our food, but anniversary gift so far, $24.07.
Nice.
That's pretty incredible.
So I think another reason why I like to keep you around is because you like to share your food,
So
and I like to share my food.
you ordered the cheese curds, right? You did, because I didn't even know what they were. Thank you, Luana.
I never knew what they were either. I just knew that I love cheese.
And here I was thinking the entire time, I'm like, this chick knows something I don't know about cheese and how it curds.
And he pulls out the boat, which is this.
Yes.
Fills this entire thing up with ketchup, and he goes, "I like a lot of ketchup."
It's like, I like a lot of ketchup. I told you I love Jesus, and I love, what was the second thing I said?
It wasn't ketchup.
No, it wasn't ketchup. Definitely
And
wasn't
so
ketchup.
When he forewarned me that he likes a lot of ketchup, I just looked at him and I was like, "Okay, do you do whatever makes you happy."
And I was like-
even dipped some cheese curd in the
Yeah.
ketchup.
And you're not much of a ketchup fan.
I like a little bit.
Yeah,
Like,
but I like a lot of
you
it.
like a lot of it. I like a little bit. Like open pit barbecue sauce is my favorite, but I just like a little bit.
And I like a lot of it.
Ketchup.
A lot of it. Sissy, thank you so much. Oh, Tracy. Madagascar.
Malagoska.
From Poland. Wow.
Love it.
Look
we
at that.
love when you guys write in the chat where you're
We
from.
love that.
Because we love.
Oh, Susan, thank you so much.
We
Baby,
love
that's
seeing where our viewers are from.
That's
'Cause we know we have
53.
viewers and friends all around the world.
that's $53.91. We might get ice cream
Oh,
afterwards.
Minky says they don't have cheese curds in the UK.
Okay,
What are
Beth,
they?
thank you so much. You're about to find out what cheese curds are.
Okay, Beth.
So cheese curds should be out soon. Do we want to go ahead and order meals, or are we just gonna hang out a little bit?
Do you know what you want?
Yeah, I saw like a hot dog.
Oh, so the bird dogs.
The bird dog,
Yeah.
which is pretty much the bird dog is a chicken sandwich, but they put a chicken strip in a hot dog bun.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is. So it's not a chicken sandwich; it's a chicken dog.
Gotcha.
It's in a different
Three
color.
versions, the loaded dog.
Do you like the bird dog?
I only had the loaded one, but I didn't like it.
What's that?
I liked it.
You did. Loaded dog.
A loaded dog. That sounds dangerous.
Got like the wild honey mustard on it.
Does everybody want to see Ashley, our waitress? Ashley has no idea what's going on. There's Ashley.
Are you on TikTok or YouTube?
No, this is YouTube. Ashley has no idea who we are,
Her hair looks fabulous.
and that's probably
Mine's
best.
so pretty.
But everywhere we go, people stare, and so Ashley's just going with it. She's rolling with it right now. She's like, you know what? Thank you, Adventure Mike. Appreciate it. Thanks for the super chat.
Do you know what you want?
I
No
want.
rush. I just want to wait, and I can go check on the cheese curds.
What do you want?
I think I'm gonna try this, the loaded dog, just a single.
What's all on it?
Nothing that you'll like.
Sauteed onions, beer cheese, wild honey mustard.
Can I get a bird dog just with chicken and cheese? Do you put cheese on it?
Well,
Don't, do you?
No, there's one with, do you like blue cheese?
Nope.
The buffalo dog. Okay, so the buffalo dog we could do like the medium sauce, cheddar jack cheese instead of blue cheese.
You know what? Let's just scrap that whole thing.
Okay.
I will take.
Just stick with the huge.
What if I get a burger? Can I get a double cheeseburger
Yeah, the all-American burger?
with meat, cheese, ketchup, and that's it? None of the other stuff. I don't want it on the side. No nothing. And then fries with it.
Okay.
That way you get chicken, I get beef. We can share.
You want to keep the menus?
Yeah, I'll keep one in case we want to get dessert.
Baby,
So the
they've
dessert-
sent $100.16
We
for
can
my
get all
get
kinds
dessert.
of desserts. Here's, it's probably upside down.
It's backwards
It's
because
probably
we're using
backwards.
the front camera.
So I'll read you guys what's on the dessert menu. You could either get chocolate fudge cake, which is chocolate fudge cake with chocolate sauce and vanilla ice cream,
Whoa.
or we
You
could
do love
get
chocolate.
the loaded ice cream, which we talk about ice cream a lot,
Yeah. We do love
especially
ice
when we're
cream.
visiting Elvis.
Yeah.
That's vanilla ice cream, chocolate sauce, caramel sauce.
Daryl Brown, thank you so much.
She said share it with the fluffy butts.
Oh my goodness, you guys wait to see what's going on with the fluffy butts. You won't believe what's happening at Hale's headquarters.
Cinnamon sugar and tortilla strips. That might be really good. The
So,
loaded ice cream, or we can get New York style cheesecake with caramel sauce.
cheesecake.
Did somebody say?
Can we get that with
cheese?
some maybe get that with some vanilla ice cream?
Or I think caramel sauce and chocolate sauce.
Thank you.
Very welcome.
Definitely got to get some ketchup for these cheese curds.
More.
Oh, she bought another
Oh, thank
two
you.
bottles. 2 bottles. There we go.
Double fisted.
Yep. That's the way I do. That's the way I do. That is how I roll. Do you remember where you were sitting when we met here 4 years ago on
I
this
think
very
on that
day?
side.
Nope. You were on this side. I was on that side.
You ask me that question every
Every
year.
time,
I
and you always
say
get it
this
wrong.
side.
And do you remember that I kept trying to come over here and sit with you? I was like, can I come over and sit with you? And you were like,
No,
No.
that's just so.
and I was like, well,
awkward.
I can't hear you.
Jeremy likes to be awkward.
Do you remember? I was like, I can't hear you. I'm going to come over there. And I was like, I'm coming over there anyway. I can't hear you. I could hear her just fine. But
know.
it worked. You were the one hugging all over me when I got in
Well,
here.
I'm a hugger. I hug a lot of our fans when we meet them for the first time.
I must sit next to her. That's what I do. Okay, this is a cheese curd. This is fried cheese. It's a chunk of fried cheese.
Cheers.
Happy
So if
anniversary.
you've never had cheese curds, it's almost like it's
Fried-
white
it's a-
cheese.
It's a mozzarella stick. It's a mozzarella stick fried. Cut up into chunks
But I feel like
and
it's
fried.
better than a mozzarella.
And this is how you eat it.
These cheese curds are usually cheddar. Like a white cheddar. It's not mozzarella.
For real?
Yeah.
Let me cut one open. Let's look at the innards. Okay. Here we go.
It comes with a fancy sauce, so I like
Definitely
to dip
mozzarella. It is mozzarella. It's a mozzarella at B-dubs.
it. I like
Thank
to
you,
dip
Debbie.
it- Thanks, Debbie. I like to dip it in the fancy sauce and a little bit of ketchup. So a little bit of both, and it's really good.
So I was sitting on that side. You were sitting on this side. I was doing everything I could to try and sit next to you.
Yeah.
You were trying to push me away, which didn't work.
Wisconsin white cheddar cheese.
Oh, there you go. Not mozzarella. Wisconsin white cheddar. Oh, Jillian, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Jillian. Aw, says to her favorite people on the YouTube.
What else do you remember about that night? Mary Phillips, thank you so much.
After you sat next to me, you kept showing me all kinds of stuff on your phone.
Did I show you pictures of peacocks?
No. No, you showed me pictures of other things.
Like what?
I don't know if I am allowed to say on the live.
It's not what you're thinking. I have no idea where she's going with this.
Do you want to try some of this fancy sauce?
No, I'm scared.
You're scared?
Yeah, it's good.
Thank you.
Best cheese curds ever. 4 years in a row.
Ann McTaggart, thank you so much for
We-
the super sticker.
We have come back to order cheese curds
Mary
in
Phillips,
honor
thank you.
of our anniversary. We haven't missed a year yet.
Why it was one of the questions that I asked Jeremy on the way here. I said, what if we were on vacation somewhere during this time? Where would we go to celebrate? Because it's been an ongoing tradition to come back here at B-Dubs. What did you say?
First, she said, we don't have to go to that B-Dubs. We can go to a closer one. And I was like, what did I say? Thank you, Stephanie.
Stephanie, you're like, no, we don't do that.
was
We
like-
don't do that.
I was like, this is year 4. Why would we do that? No other place is important.
By the way, for those of you celebrating an anniversary this month, happy anniversary to you guys as well.
So I said, we go all the way or we don't go.
So that's where the question arose where, well, what if we weren't here?
Then we would make it happen. We would get here. Why wouldn't we be here?
What if we were on a cruise ship and couldn't make it back? We got stranded on an island.
Which has happened to us. They've sent $143.29
In super chat.
in honor of the anniversary. You're definitely getting ice cream.
Amy,
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you so much. And there's a lot of people that have been married for 30 plus years. Tell us your secret in the chat. What is your secret to staying married and together for that long? Because that's a long time.
Yeah.
Very long time.
What's your secret?
My secret, aside from cheese curds, laughter. I think laughter does it for me. Because I couldn't imagine living life with someone
Thank you,
that
Barb T.
I couldn't laugh with.
Thank you, Peter Boy.
I couldn't imagine life living with someone that I couldn't laugh with, or that didn't make me laugh, or that didn't know how to laugh at themselves.
They're saying communication. Kathleen just said communication and love. Carla said. Yeah. Communication and love.
Is laughter a communication language?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a good question. They said don't go to bed angry. Thank you,
Best
Ashley.
friends. Someone said best friends.
The secret is the Lord.
Amen.
Okay, what else you got? Separate checking accounts. Got some
Right
trust
on,
issues
Kimberly.
there. Whoever just sent the super chat. Oh, it's Diane Morrison. Thank you. Jillian just did too. 42 years.
May 10th,
Wow.
My birthday.
That is your birthday. Sylvia said you have to have a headphone. That's how you survive it.
Earbuds.
Yeah, there must be something like that. Yeah.
25 years, 45.
Wow. Communication and trust. I agree with that 100%. That the foundation of any relationship is communication and trust. If you breach communication, if you breach trust, you've got a weak relationship.
Laughter is key. A lot of people are saying that. 43 years, my goodness. 56 years.
Wow.
18 years. since 98. Someone said that they've been married since 08. Deborah, thank you so much. 33 years for Deborah.
She said laughter and love.
33 years, 50th. Wow.
Els, thank you. Okay, so I know without a doubt they've sent $192.46. I like when we do it this way. We don't have as much control over our live streams when we do it this way, but it gives us a grand total. How many people are on this? 1,696 people. We got 642 thumbs up, and they send $192.46. You're getting ice cream. You're definitely getting ice cream.
2 cones.
Mm-hmm. What were you just doing? Milking the cow there, or what?
No, holding 2 sugar cones.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha. So, I know that I fell in love with you because of laughter.
I
Laughter
think I made
is.
you pee your pants once.
It's been more than once. I can trust you that. Because of the laughter, there were times when George and I first got together that, Lindsay, thank you so much. We were crying so hard from laughing.
52 years.
Like literally, we would be the third date. We were in my backyard having a bonfire, watching YouTube videos, dying laughing, crying, tears coming down, just couldn't stop crying, laughing
Absolutely nothing.
over the most ridiculous stuff. And then there were times after that, I remember George would just be cracking. I would just be saying stupid stuff. She would be laughing like her. And then she passes out. She'd be like, ah!
That only happened once, Jeremy, and it was
Way
late.
more than once.
It was late.
Laughter is medicine for the soul. We know that biblically, but it's the reality as well. It's wisdom. And that's where you find it in the wisdom books, Proverbs. And so, with the personal issues I was going through, George brought laughter where there was pain, and it was medicine that I needed for healing. So for me, that was huge in regards to. I've told her, I was like, I've never known a female or male so funny that I've laughed so much with.
For
And-
real?
Maybe that's not like it's the first time I've ever told you that. I tell you that. She has
I
bad
have my
memory
moments.
as well.
I don't think I'm that funny, but I do have my moments. I think you're funnier. You're definitely the funnier one in the relationship.
Hands down. Hands down.
Yeah. He's very
I'm
witty.
joking. Thank you, Soup Freak.
Thanks, Soup Freaks. But I do like to have fun.
They're
with
less
my
than
friends.
$2 away from $200.
I do enjoy a good laughter about absolutely nothing, because like my job was nothing but critical thinking skills, and so it was all seriousness at work.
Now we don't think at all.
And now, you know, when I'm out enjoying myself, like I would rather just laugh about nothing. I don't want to have like a deep conversation. Like, why not just laugh and be goofy? And then there's times where we do have deep conversations, but
I almost spilled all the ketchup on myself.
but if I were to choose between the two, a deep, serious conversation versus like a silly, goofy conversation, hands down, I would go with silly, goofy conversation.
So that's why, or how, I mean, I still remember that third date. So the first date was here 4 years ago. The third date, we were on a blanket in the backyard around the fire, just watching YouTube videos, just dying laughing. I'm like, oh my goodness, this woman.
That was the night that you lit up the Japanese lantern. and
Yep, almost burnt the whole place down.
burned the
And
neighbor's tree
we were
down.
cracking up like crazy. And
I have it. I still have the video.
the world has seen it. Thank you, Debbie Vaughn. It said something funny, I'm sure, but it's gone now. It was like,
Well, let me see if I can find it. There
What
we
should
go.
say?
She said anniversary weighted
oh
blanket.
my goodness, of course she would. No,
Okay,
no, no.
so I'm pretty sure a lot of viewers at home are wondering the same thing. You've had a love for ketchup way longer than 4 years, right?
Yeah, my whole life.
So how many years are you celebrating with Lions ketchup today?
45.
You had ketchup at under a year?
hmm
Really?
My mom didn't have milk coming out. She had ketchup coming out. Thank you, Andy. You asked.
Wow.
That one's yours.
Who wants the last cheese curd? We'll give it to a lucky viewer at home. Who wants the last one? Let me know if you want ketchup on the cheese curd or try the fancy sauce. Sammy, thank you so much. The fancy sauce.
4 years ago, this very day, we both tried cheese curds in this very place, in
And
this
it's been
very booth,
life-changing.
for the first time. It
Debbie
has been
Bun said, wow,
life-changing.
freaky image. Awkward image. Debbie.
Are you going to eat that?
No, I left it for the viewers.
I'm pretty
Deborah
sure. Oh,
said
we're past
both.
200 now.
Woo!
They have given $209.03 in super chats in honor of your 4-year anniversary.
Oh, if you've never had cheese curds, we encourage you to try and find a restaurant
So
in your
good.
area to order some.
So good.
When I've gone grocery shopping, I've bought just regular cheese curds that weren't deep fried, and it's not the same. You have to get the deep fried kind.
Yeah, those are the best.
Yeah.
Hands down.
The ones that aren't deep fried are a little bit more bland and don't have much of a taste.
Where's the best cheese curds we've had in 4 years?
Probably, aside from this place, there's only one other place.
Where?
Fatheads.
Oh yeah, we've had Fatheads cheese curds as well. Thank you, Ashley.
You're welcome. Fries are right out of the fryer, so they're super hot.
Super hot fries.
Yes. Can I get to your house right now?
No, we're okay. Do you need anything?
I'm good. You need to eat that cheese curd.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Super hot fries. You want some of my fries?
Oh, you got skinny fries.
Here, I'll put ketchup in there.
Let me, I'm going to show everyone what I ordered here.
They just added this to the menu. I know because I'm on their email list, and they keep promoting them. So these, what George got is called a bird dog.
It was the loaded bird dog.
It's a chicken sandwich, but it's in a hot dog bun. We did not get bird dogs on our first date.
So here's the hot dog bun, and it's a chicken strip.
Chicken strip
And then
in
on
there.
it is grilled cheese, like a cheese sauce, a little bit of green onions, and some other type of fancy sauce.
You get the first fry. When did we start feeding each other? Was that from day one? You started, and then I just... George just started feeding me, and I'm like... George does a lot of weird things, and I'm just like, all right, whatever. I just go with it. I always just go with it. I'm like, all right. So then I picked up and I started feeding her too. As weird as that may sound. Fries are good.
I know I'm not the only one at home that feeds their significant other.
You might be. Mark
No,
Lewis, thank you so
no.
much.
Let us know in the chat if you guys feed your significant other as well.
I still want more relationship advice.
Oh, the secret to a long marriage.
Mm-hmm.
What's the best advice you've gotten so far? Was it the earbuds?
That was the best advice I've ever heard. Yep. They're saying yes. They feed each other. I feed my husband all the time, Ruth said. I picked it up from you. I've never done it before.
What? I thought it was standard.
There's other standard things in the dating world today, and that's not one of them. Actually, I guess it would be. It would be. Yeah. If you really think about it, that would be.
Can I have some ketchup?
Oh, there's none left. What else do you remember about that night? Do you remember what I was wearing?
Yeah, I do remember what you're wearing.
What was I wearing?
You were wearing capri cargo shorts,
Man purse shorts.
gray Nike tennis shoes. See, Rosalie says they feed each other. And a blue, like a light blue button-down shirt. It kind of reminded me of like a bowling shirt. It reminded me of a bowling shirt. It was a total dad outfit. But I digged it. I digged it. I'm like, yeah, I could dig that.
Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you, Teresa.
So you were like, you know what? I've dated all these other losers before. It's time I go with a dad bod loser.
I didn't think that you had a dad bod.
I
I
didn't
just
when we
thought
met.
that you were really tall,
I did not have a dad bod when we met.
like 10 feet tall. Beach says those who pray together stay together.
Yep. Very true. Very, very true. You know what? I'm just going to dip my burger. I'm just going to dip my burger in ketchup. Do you want part of my burger? You don't want any of it? What about a quarter of it?
No.
Maybe this is a really good burger. I'm going to cut you a quarter of it anyway.
Deborah says, my husband has fed me and he does housework and cooks. To my soulmates, I love you both. And that's awesome that he does housework and cooks.
What do I do?
You do it all too.
I do?
Celia, thank you so much. You could do it all too.
For real?
Yeah.
Here's a quarter of my hamburger. This is a good burger, so I'm giving that quarter. She said she didn't want any, but I'm giving her a quarter anyway.
Yeah, I didn't.
They've sent $229.04. How's the burger? You like that? These burgers are really good. We were at another burger place last night. Oh, thank you so much, Laura.
Laura, thank you.
That's good.
My, Lori, thank you so much. My bird dog has a kick to it. Did she give me the right one?
I don't know.
I feel like they may have added some spicy sauce. Now my nose is running.
Because it's so spicy?
Yeah.
You like bird dogs?
That's what spicy does to me. It makes my sinuses just leak everywhere.
Oh, they're getting close to $250 now in super chats. $6 away. Do you remember what song was playing when we met?
I don't. Do you?
No. Thank you, Christine.
I don't remember music playing.
Thank you, Stacy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christine. Roman noodles. I don't remember the music. You know why? Because I could see with you. I was like,
You mean here?
baby, I don't hear color. All I could see was you. Ruth, thank you so much.
Thanks, Ruth. Look at my nose is running.
Do you remember if there was a kiss that night?
Definitely no kiss. I told him, I was like, I don't kiss on the first date, so don't get any ideas. Do you remember?
And I'm still getting ideas to this day. Still getting ideas.
I
Yep.
made it very clear to him that I do not kiss on the first date. I also don't kiss on the second date. I don't even think we kissed on the third date.
I'm not talking about it.
By the fourth date, yes.
Oh, we kissed on the fourth date?
Yeah.
What you talking about? Do you not remember the third date?
It was the fourth date. Yeah, fourth date.
That's when I got the kiss?
Karen wants to know, do you remember what I was wearing?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, Karen. You had a nice little summer dress that was, it hugged your form completely, but it wasn't too revealing at the same time. It left something for the imagination. Oh, is she talking about her or you?
My dress.
Oh,
I wasn't even wearing a dress.
I was talking about Karen. She was there in the other booth.
What? Okay, things just got really, really awkward.
The left one should be on.
Left one for sure is working.
Do I remember what you were wearing? Yes, we talk about it all the time. And we do talk about it all the time.
Are you just saying this because you're thinking of a way to change your answer?
I was gonna politely say some things are private in between our joking, and
I was wearing like a tank top and shorts. No, jeans. I was wearing jeans and a tank top. Yeah.
we need more ketchup.
What's in that bottle?
Ketchup?
Is it full or almost empty?
I've used some of it. Is your bird dog too spicy?
Yeah.
Baby, here. Eat this.
No, it's not too spicy.
Sweetheart, eat this. Here's another quarter.
I'm good.
I'm giving this quarter to you.
I'm good.
I've already eaten half of it. Here. You're getting it. What else do you remember about that night?
I'm good, Beneful.
We're doing good. Thanks, Ashley. Oh, what did I do to win a second date? Did we make a bet? And then I won the bet, and
I
therefore...
don't know. I just remember that before the end of the night, you ensured that there was something on the schedule.
Yeah, I wasn't
For a
dumb.
second. For a
Oh,
second
thank you so
date.
much, Els. Yeah, I did. Before we left, thank you, Debbie.
Thanks, Debbie.
Before we left, I made sure that we were set for a second date. That I closed the sale. I mean, when it comes right down to it.
It's like a business meeting. You closed the sale. So for those of you that are just tuning in, Jeremy and I are celebrating our 4-year anniversary where we met on our first date, booth 88 at BW3's.
In Medina,
Did we share the
Ohio.
location?
We drove all the way to Medina, Ohio.
Which was the halfway mark between where he lived and where I lived because we lived an hour apart.
We have come back yearly. I flew back from Florida last year just to meet you here in the booth.
Yeah.
No matter where we're at, we've made it back.
And somehow managed to still get the booth. 88.
We should play a little game with the viewers.
Okay. Tony, thank you.
Thank you so much, Tony. My goodness, they've sent $294.84. We're almost
That's a lot
at
of
the
dessert
300. You're getting ice cream. We should have them ask questions like in the newlywed game.
Okay.
And we have to answer about each other.
All right.
And see if we can stump each other.
I love that idea.
All right, we need good questions about our relationship and about each other, like the newlywed game. See if you can get us to stump each other.
But they obviously have to have the correct answer too, right?
Well, we have the correct answer. We know each other. Deborah.
Thanks, Deborah.
You look. Oh, do you ever fight, Heath? Did we ever fight? She's Arabic. The question should be, are you ever not fighting?
Thanks, Els.
That's the better
Mama
question.
Bear wants to know what's Jeremy's favorite apple.
Do you know? What is it?
So when I met you, it was a different type of apple. But here we are 4 years later and it's a completely different apple.
Because you changed my life.
I introduced him an even better apple. So his new favorite apple now used to be Golden Delicious and now it's Honey Crisp. It's extra crispy. David said, what happened on your second date after Zero Gravity? That wasn't on the second date, was it? Zero Gravity was, what, like a month into it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want to know if I know. Okay, Carly says, is George ever wrong? I'll let you answer that.
Am I ever wrong? Yeah. Like maybe 20% of the time.
So those who think that we never fight, you live in a dream world. I think all healthy couples fight. And you may be thinking...
I feel like the ones that are passionate fight.
You may be thinking healthy and fighting, that doesn't make sense. No, back up a little bit with me. Mature couples, they communicate. Immature couples don't communicate. Now, there's healthy fighting and there's unhealthy fighting. Healthy fighting is determining what's important in your relationship. So when we have conflict, we don't run from it. That would be unhealthy. When we have conflict, we meet it head on, but you want to do it in a healthy manner. So let's say there's a trust issue with George and I. So let's say there's a trust issue in the relationship. We don't run from it. We have to actually get to the bottom of it. Think of it like refining gold. You've got, when you find gold in its raw form, it has all kinds of impurities in it. You have to put it under heat, under the pressure, and that removes all of the impurity, and then you have pure gold. And that is stress. And fighting in conflict is stress, but that stress is good because at the end of the day, what happens, healthy couples communicate, healthy couples fight, and they find out what's important. And at the end, they resolve it and go, this is what's important to our relationship. So we fight nonstop. We're 4 years into a relationship. If you can get past, usually they say if you can get past like year 3, then you're going to be okay.
Is it 3?
I think it's typically they say if you get past year 3, you're going to be all right.
Oh, I thought it was 8.
Liz says, I don't like the word fight. I like to use disagreements. Well, let's fight about it, Liz. Huh?
Someone else in the
Just
chat
joking.
said you both can agree to disagree, right? Because we're not
You
always
obviously
gonna,
have never been with an Arabic woman. Throwing that out
we're
there
both
again.
not going to 100% agree on everything.
So, healthy conflict is good in a relationship. The key is continuing to communicate, which goes against every YouTube video out there about relationships that say go no contact, ignore, walk away. No. Healthy, mature couples communicate and they resolve. That's the important thing. Fight, yeah. Make sure it's resolved. I mean, let's be honest, making up is the most fun part of the fight, right? So, do we fight?
It's inevitable. I struggle with that word. Inevitable.
Inevitable.
Inevitable. With any couple.
All right.
No matter how long they've been married, I think every couple that I know, regardless how long they've been married, still argue and struggle and have challenges with communication because the older you get, the more you grow together. There's always going to be some type of communication barrier where you're going to disagree or, again, like we had mentioned, agree to disagree. We're both, I think everyone has their own opinions about different things. I think I'm good. There's a lot of pepper on that.
Yeah, there is.
They put a lot of pepper. We keep forgetting to tell them no pepper. No pepper on
On the fries.
the French fries.
Okay, what's the next question?
All right. Maurice's
They
not
broke
go
the.
to bed mad.
They, I will say that we break that one a lot. So, I'm more of the one to give in and be like, listen, this is ridiculous. Let's be done with this. Versus a stubborn Arabic woman. So, listen, Arabic women live to fight to live. Don't give in. Is this going to cause a fight?
Yes.
Well, that's good. We're a healthy couple then.
Yeah, you definitely have to learn to pick your battles.
And I'm definitely the first to give in. Versus between the two of us, I give in first. I'm like, all right, this is stupid. Let's just
Because you
make up.
because you started the argument.
No, definitely not. Oh, Cecilia wants to know who's the better kisser.
I mean, how do you answer that?
We've talked about this.
Like,
Can we get
how
into
do you-
kissing? Can we get into kissing? Like,
do you
whenever
answer that?
whenever you meet somebody new, you kiss them for the first time, there's that awkwardness of how they kiss and how you kiss. We didn't have that. We just immediately,
Like our lips were made for each other.
so, you know, if you've ever kissed somebody new, somebody different, you're like, oh man, this is weird. I'm gonna have awkward. I have to get used to this. She and I never really had that adaptation time that our styles matched. I think that's the best, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, our styles matched. which was good. That was good. So, who do you think's the better kisser, you or me?
Did you feel that it took 30 years to get that first kiss, even though I made you wait on date 4 till date 4 for a first kiss, or did it feel like 4 days?
Ask the question again. What did you say?
Did it feel like 30 years before you got that first kiss because I made you wait 4 dates?
No, I wanted to kiss you, but no, it didn't feel like 30 years.
Someone wanted to know who picks up more clothes off the floor.
What's the answer? I still want to know who the better kisser is. Who do you think the better kisser is?
I don't know how to answer that. Like that, I said that right away. I said, how do you answer that?
I think you told me at one point you were like, hey, you can use more tongue.
No.
Oh, no.
I don't remember ever saying that.
I guess. Well, there you have it. I'm the better kisser then. I never got direction. Just joking. No, she never said that. I don't think you've ever said anything. Like, we were joking the other day. Like, one of the things...
never complained.
No, she's never complained. We were joking the other day because one of the things I'll do is just because we're ridiculous. And that's the thing. You find somebody that's weird and have a weird life with them. I'll go in and kiss her, and I'll suck on her lips. Like... And she just goes with it. And what did I say the other day? I was like, you were like, you know what? No one's ever done that weird thing to me before. And I was like, I only do it because of the 10 other weird things you do to me. And she's like, yeah, okay.
Fair enough.
She's like, fair enough.
Yeah, I just go with it, let him do it.
So, if I will say this, George is so unique and so weird. And
in a good way.
In a good
Not
way.
In an awkward way.
If it was anybody else, and I'll be very bold, there were others that I completely and totally ghosted. Never heard from them again. If anybody did some of the things that she does, I would have ran. I would have just ghosted them. I would have ran. For some reason, with her personality, with my personality, I'm just like, I love this.
I guess to answer Cecilia's question, I guess we could both say we both are.
Should we find out?
No.
I mean, we can have you guys be the judge. Do you guys want to judge it? We would have them be
Kristen
the
wants
judge.
to know who wakes up first.
Oh, that's easy. Yeah, hands down.
It's him because he wakes me up. He wakes up and then I wake up, but then I can easily fall back asleep, and then he struggles with falling back asleep sometimes.
Absolutely, I've struggled with just falling asleep in general.
And so,
And George,
if you know
fall asleep anywhere. She could fall asleep right now.
I can fall asleep on a roller coaster.
Like, I just don't get it.
So if you guys know the setup of our house, it's all windows, right? The bedroom, the master bedroom is nothing but windows, and we don't plan on getting curtains or blackout curtains. So you came up with the idea today, like, why don't we sleep in the secret room?
So we're gonna try sleeping in the secret room and see how long we can sleep in. But if you stand up too quick, well, not you, but me,
Yeah,
I'm gonna be decapitated.
You'll have a big old goose egg on your head.
I won't have a head anymore. Yeah. So
we did that once in Florida where
we were in the house.
we actually, instead of sleeping in the camper, we were in the actual house and slept until like
Oh, they broke. Did I already say they broke 300?
We
They're
slept until
304.
11 a.m. Remember that?
Yeah, and that like never happens to
Ever.
me. Ever.
That's how dark it was.
I'm up when the sun is up. My body goes, there's light, get up. And a lot of the times it won't fall asleep, which is not good.
He has this T-shirt that he just keeps on the bed next to his pillow, and he uses it as
An eye cover.
an eye cover instead of an actual.
And it doesn't work. But I still, for some
You would
reason.
think that it would work because it's bigger than an actual eye cover. You can put it all over like your forehead and your eyes.
I will say that I absolutely cannot sleep unless somehow, some way I'm touching George and I know she's okay. Which is weird. I think it's my protective nature of her, which again sounds weird, but if I don't know that she's okay, I'm not okay. If that makes sense to anybody. Like if I don't know that she's all right, I'm not all right.
Sorry.
No, you're
Thank
fine,
you.
Ashley.
So, whatever, I don't know how it happens, but in the middle of the night.
Here we go with a goofy face mask fund. How many funds
Thank
is
you,
Debbie Bond gonna
Debbie's
start?
been starting a lot. She's
Yeah.
a trendsetter.
I don't even know how many funds there are, or how anybody could keep up with them all.
In the middle of the night, somehow, I end up just sleeping diagonal.
All the time.
Like diagonal from one corner of the bed till however far my feet reaches. And he somehow manages to inch his way over, and we're both diagonal on the bed.
I just go, you know what? It's George. I'm going diagonal too. Again, if it was anybody else, I would
Because
have
he has to
ghosted
be
them.
touching to make sure that I'm okay.
It's weird. I understand it's weird. I understand it's weird. But she's weird. And I accept that weirdness. And to me, it's normal. If it was anybody else, I would not be okay with it. She does
Mary says
a
your
lot of weird
weirdness is
things.
your muchness.
But the thing is she knows this. She knows this. If it was anybody else, she asked me all the time, has anybody ever done this to you? And I was like, if they ever did, they would never be with me. But it's normal when it's from her. It's normal.
Yeah.
So I just go, like with her, I'm just like, okay. And I just go with it because it's her. Anybody else who did some of the things that she does, never. Who does more weird things, me or you?
No, I think people can contest at home. Let us know in the chat who's the weirder one on
Sweetheart.
camera. This
On
guy
camera
or this
or
guy?
real life? On camera is entertaining.
No, but I want to know what they're gonna say.
On
I
camera
want to know.
is entertaining the viewers and the fans. Real life is, you're so freaking weird, it's ridiculous. And I love it.
I think it's normal. It's
And
like,
it is.
It's my
It's
way
your
of
normal.
showing love.
It is your normal.
It's my way of showing love and affection. The
It's
weirdness.
her normal, which I have fallen in
Which
love with and
I'm
accept
I'm only
completely.
like that with you. I've never been like that with anybody. They're saying Jeremy with the G. Jeremy hands down. Jeremy's the weirdest.
Elle said George's. There you go. Els must know you outside of the camera.
The chat's flying. They're all saying Jeremy. Jeremy, for sure. Whose eyes gets bigger when they're more excited? Jeremy's or mine?
Baby, my
Mine's
eyes completely and totally excited could never get as wide and as
Same
open as yours
weirdness,
are,
different
just like
styles.
this.
Same weirdness, different styles. Yeah, that's a good one.
I feed off of your weirdness.
There's a couple of Georges coming in. I think they're saying George so that you don't get.
My feelings
Hurt,
hurt?
yeah.
Okay. You know, well,
I think so. Because they
I'm
know that I
alright.
won't get hurt.
I'm alright.
They know that you embarrass easily.
Oh, well, that's, yeah.
They say that because we always share that I don't embarrass easily. So if I'm the weird one,
I mean, I am out in public wearing my favorite shorts that are shredded now. So, and everybody in here is looking at me like I'm homeless and why am I being weird
which
talking to a
reminds
phone
me,
on a tripod?
I gotta try and find you replacement shorts.
You think you'll be able to?
Jay Lunsford said both off the charts.
We'll go with that. We'll go with
I
that.
think you win. The chat vote said definitely George.
Should we tell them about our interview today that we had at our Zoom meeting that we had at 1
Yeah.
o'clock? So we had a
Like,
So we had a Zoom meeting today with a producer of a network, TV network, and so he goes, no offense, George, but can you? He's like,
no. He goes, back up a little bit. He's like, as beautiful as you are, because you could be the star of the show. I need you to move over.
he was politely saying, get out of
Get
the
out the
camera,
shot.
and then he said, this is all about Jeremy, and then he goes, this is a TV show for a men's network. And I'm like, are you a fool? If it's a TV show for a men's network, You want to put George on, not me. but anyways, we were just joking around with the producer.
Yeah.
That
So-
doesn't mean we've accepted any TV deals or anything along those lines. Producers reach out to us all the time.
All the time.
And we typically just ignore them, and
Because they don't align with our beliefs, or they don't align with like our channel and what we do. It doesn't align with Fun Employment.
this particular producer was relentless, even though I told him no, and I told him no again. And he was like, you know what, just give me 10 minutes. And so he was relentless, and I was like, all right, but it's got to be with George and I. And then he even kicked her off of the screen, and she was telling, and I told George beforehand, I said, listen, we do anything at all, it's you and I, it's not one of or the other.
But I did tell him that, if they did choose you and the contract and the agreement was aligned with what you want, I will be there with you the whole time, being your sideline cheerleader. I could be one of the producers or the writers of the show.
Which I'm not still okay with, but
I would be there the whole time.
But the gist of that show is it's picking for a competition. There's a prize at the end, and they said we wouldn't have to commit to an entire season. We would commit to
Like
one
or two
episode.
episodes, yeah.
And even then, we haven't even committed. We haven't committed anything.
So totally okay with him going on TV to meet people, network, have some fun, and maybe expose the channel a little bit more to more eyeballs. And I would be there with him from beginning to end, being his sideline cheerleader. And maybe there could be...
Thank you, Adam.
Thanks, Adam. And there could be the other wives there with me that I could mingle with.
And if they were smart, they'd probably take all the wives and make a channel out of them and not the men's. I'm just saying, if it's a men's TV network.
He did mention that they were discussing having a potential episode or a season where it was a team, husband and wife team.
Yeah, he said, I'm not trying to offend you, but if we go into a full series, then we could add the both of you.
Yeah.
But we never even said yes anyway. He just hounded us for the initial 10-minute interview.
I definitely was not offended. I said absolutely yes, interview him, because this man belongs on TV. I mean, we are on TV right now, but
I thought we belong on YouTube.
yeah, which is TV. The tube TV.
If they offered us a lifetime of
YouTube.
ketchup, would
You
we
take
accept?
it?
Would we accept?
I mean, right now you have a
Yeah,
lifetime
because the fans have
supply
sent
of
us
ketchup.
a ton of ketchup.
Because of you guys, we have a lifetime
Yeah.
supply of ketchup.
Yeah, we do. That's true. That is true.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, this could open doors for other things. It may not.
I saw a question about George. We've been getting a lot of questions about George. George has his own life. He makes his own decisions. If he wants to release a video, he'll release a video. If he doesn't release a video. We don't have control over
But
that.
just know, for those of you who
He's fine.
are asking about George, he's doing well. He's doing great with his family. He's focusing more on family because, he's got 3 little ones at home.
And
so-
his baby mama went back to work full time.
Right. So he's like the main caregiver of the children. And so at times it makes it difficult for him to record videos with 3 kids, because for those of you who know and have children at home, children require a lot of attention. But he's doing great with his family. So we
Who
appreciate your concern.
Requires more attention. You or 3 kids?
So for me, I'm
There you
short.
go. It's her. She
I'm
requires more
short,
attention.
so I need his help because I can't reach. Like a lot of the egg baskets he made in the chicken mansion are too high for me, so I can't see
She's
if
like,
there's
"Can you
eggs
come?
in there.
And you gotta see if there's an egg in the upper basket. Please, I can't reach.
I'm not that
I
tall.
can't see.
Janelle, thank you so much.
Thank you, Janelle. Thank you.
So yeah, so it's more of a height challenge for me, and I'm even wearing the shirt that says,
I'm not short. I'm fun size.
yeah, my shirt says I'm not short, I'm fun size.
I'm wearing Levi's. Your Aunt Camellia
Aunt
George
Camellia
gave this
George
to
gave
me,
you
and I
that one,
haven't
yeah.
taken it off yet. What
Yeah.
is this going on? Like 4 weeks now?
You change it up between that one and the Bigfoot one.
Well, big. You know what? This one has
And
been
then on the
normal.
Sunday Night Lives, you'll wear the Successfully Fun Employed.
This one has made it into the rotation. If you guys haven't noticed, I'll wear a T-shirt nonstop. Thank you, Raymond.
Raymond, thank you.
For 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, sometimes 6 months. Okay?
Until he gets a hole in it.
And then I'll rotate another shirt in somehow, some way. And this one has made the rotation. and I'll just wear the Hales out of it until another one makes the rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens.
And there's a ton of t-shirts that you guys have sent, but they're too nice to wear.
They go on
because-
display in the walk-in closet.
Yeah, so they're in a safe spot in the closet. We will feature it in a video.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, what else do you remember about that night 4 years ago?
Do you want? It's been an hour.
Let me-
Do you want to keep going?
Yeah,
Or-
we haven't even had dessert yet. Ashley keeps walking by looking to see if we're ready for dessert. So, let me ask a different question.
Okay.
4 years ago, we walk in here together. I get this table. You walk through the door. You give me a hug. I'm thinking, holy cow, this chick is so short. You're thinking, holy cow, this guy is so tall.
So 6'5".
We are so opposite. Extremely opposite backgrounds, extremely opposite personalities. Although the more you're with somebody, the more you become like each other. So we can finish each other's sentences very easily.
And we both have big.
eyes, big eyes.
See.
Yeah. So yeah.
And we also have big.
Personalities. Big personalities. Yeah.
That's one of them. And the third thing that we have in common is that we both have big.
You got a big old padonkey-donk.
I was thinking nose.
Oh yeah. We definitely. Yeah, we both looked at each other's noses and we were like, "Are you my soulmate?" So there is no way we ever could have predicted where our life would be 4 years from the day we met 4 years ago.
Warn said she could smell you all the way from Australia.
I believe it. I believe it.
So even though he rotates his shirt, he does laundry every day. This man knows how to do his own laundry.
Don't tell all my secrets. I want them to think I
Really?
stink.
Because you love to share all my secrets.
I want them to think I stink. I'm scared of people. It keeps them at a distance.
Jay Lunsford says can't wait for Jeremy to get long hair. Were you planning on growing your hair out?
No, I wasn't. You want to see our real height? This is our real height, sitting by each other.
All right. Are we all both sitting up straight?
Yeah. And then if you ever notice in the cameras, I always hunch down to Georgia's level and to the camera. So I'm always hunchbacked in all of the videos. Okay. So
Anne Margaret says, a man who does laundry? Woohoo!
Kristen said, does George ever get annoyed with you, and do you get annoyed with George?
So, funny question,
Yes.
because Jeremy asked me when we first met, like within the first 30 days, he goes, will you annoy me for the rest of your life?
And she fulfills that to a T. Or if it's Egyptian, to a Z. Okay, so I was getting to the point of asking the question. We could have never ever anticipated where our lives would be 4 years from the day we met.
Never, ever.
How has your life changed with us meeting each other? What are the significant things in your life that you're just like, I could have never ever thought this would ever be this way?
Being fun employed, definitely. I have been self-employed before with smaller companies on a much smaller scale, but it was always a side hustle. And so being able to take that leap of faith and leaving healthcare, because I had worked in healthcare for 20 plus years, making that leap of faith and going complete self-employment, I never thought I would ever do that.
Cecilia's gonna get some ice cream in honor of our anniversary when the live stream's over. We're gonna get some soon once Ashley comes back and asks us if we're ready.
Yeah.
Okay, so fun employment, that's a huge milestone. You went from working
57
for
years,
somebody
Betty
else.
Rogers.
You went from making somebody else rich to making yourself rich.
Rich, definitely blessed.
Well, rich.
I wouldn't say rich.
Rich isn't what I'm trying to get at. And what I mean is, you went from making somebody else money to your focus and attention now is making your own money.
Yeah, building our own empire, mean,
Sure.
it's the both of us. It's not just me because it's a team. So
Okay.
that's something that I never thought would ever happen.
So life changed drastically that way.
Yes.
All right, other ways that you're
So
like,
that
I
was
would
the-
have never ever thought.
So some of the things that, you know, a lot of you have been following my health journey. So never in a million years thought that I would ever be a 2-time cancer survivor, and him being in my corner, Jeremy being in my corner and being with me every step of the way. Never ever thought that I would ever go down that journey. And using the YouTube platform to share awareness, because both men and women could be affected by breast cancer and thyroid cancer. So that's been life changing.
Life altering. And I will share, as so many have asked, do you guys ever fight? Do you guys get annoyed with each other? Georgia's medical journey has not been easy for her, nor has it been easy for me in the aspect of what it's done to her physically, what it's done to her emotionally, what it's done to her mentally, and then the way that it affects our relationships. So that's just something that you have to go through. You choose to go through that with somebody, and you choose to say, no matter what, you're my first priority. And even on the worst days, I tell George all the time, I choose you on your worst day before I would ever choose anybody else on their best. So the health issues, yeah, neither of us ever saw that coming, ever. How else has your life changed?
Well, why don't you go ahead and
Wait,
answer?
let me
I've
add
answered
one thing.
twice.
With the health issues coming, how blessed were we? And we never would have ever thought this. With the health issues coming down the road, which we never knew were coming, how blessed were we to be fun employed, to be able to have the flexibility
During COVID as well.
during COVID, during the health issues, to be fun employed, to have the flexibility to be able to be at all of the appointments, to be able to be at all of the treatments, to be able, and I think I've missed very minimal of your appointments, even if they were appointments just to check in and for me to be in the waiting room. I've tried to be at every single appointment with you, and the way that has happened was that we were able to do it because of fun employment, because we didn't work for somebody else, we worked for ourselves. And so huge blessing.
Yeah, because with the way my health has been, it's been a roller coaster. I probably would have been fired because of attendance. I would have used up all my PTO time.
Mom, that's not to say you haven't been fired. That's not to say you haven't been fired with what the Hales, but you've always somehow to work your job back. Tom from Idaho, 1999. Thank you so much. They just crossed over $350. They're at $351.93
More
now.
dessert money.
We're definitely getting that vanilla ice cream and chocolate cake. We have to. Okay. So, fun employment, health issues. How else has your life changed where you're like, man, I could have never ever saw this coming?
Never in a million years would I have ever thought I was ever going to become a chicken mama or a peacock mama. And he keeps talking about getting pygmy goats, so soon to be pygmy goat mama.
What do your friends, like people who knew you before, we'll call it BJ, okay, before Jeremy.
Okay.
What do your friends think in regards before Jeremy and then AJ after Jeremy? With, you know, all of a sudden there's a ranch and catching pigs and peacocks and chickens and gators. What do your friends say to you when I'm not around?
So some of my friends who I've known for 10 plus years, have been friends with 10 plus years, some of them are like, I don't even know who you are anymore. And then others are like, oh my God, that's so cool. That's so cool. I don't know anybody that owns peacocks or chickens. So that's been a change for not only me, but for my friends as well.
Because really, you've been in the city most of your life, city life.
Yeah.
Go out on the town.
Yeah, or in the suburbs.
Yeah, and versus me.
In the country.
I love country,
Secluded.
seclusion, open spaces. Don't want to see neighbors. Don't want neighbors. I mean, I appreciate good neighbors, and we are very, very fortunate at Hale's headquarters to have incredible neighbors. We've gone from Florida property, worst neighbors ever, to Hale's headquarters, best neighbors ever. Our one neighbors up front, Dan and Joanne, they're 71 and 69. We love them. Didn't know that we were gonna love them. I mean, that changed our life. We're like, hey, come on over for a bonfire. Hey, we're playing marbles with them, or a game called marbles, and you just
Or fast track.
And so, the we have different
Which one are we
varieties and
doing, loaded ice cream or
backgrounds.
chocolate fudge cake?
Can you put them both together? I would put them both together.
Okay,
I think that would be good.
that's fine.
The reality of her being city and me being country, like George and I are completely different, and yet it works. And we've said that before in the past. May, thank you so much for the $10. So
Thanks, May.
So you've gone from city girl to country girl, in all reality. You've gone from fun employment, medical issues, cancer survivor, from city girl to country girl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what else did we never see coming? Rhonda, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Rhonda. Nate,
Nate,
thanks
thank
for the
you.
super sticker. What else? What else?
Did you ever think you would live in Florida
Never.
for snowbird?
So can I tell you what our dessert
Thank you, May.
option is?
Ashley's
We
coming
do the
for
chocolate
dessert.
fudge cake,
There she
but
is.
then
Ashley
the
still
ice
has
cream
no
that
idea
comes
who we
in
are.
with it, make it loaded.
She's just going with it. She's going with it. She's like, these guys are weird.
Yeah.
You know what? She's like, these guys are weird. That's okay. I see weird people all the time.
So
You have
it's
no
probably
idea.
a smaller scoop.
She's like, I don't know. Do they have me on YouTube right now? I hope they're giving me commission. There better. Right now, she's thinking there better be a huge tip. That's what she's thinking. She's like, I don't know who these guys are, but they better give me a
I
good
mean, I
tip.
do want to know who you are, but that's not what's going through my head.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the chocolate cake, but then you want to add the little
She's
the
ordering
wafers
cake.
for the loaded.
She's getting dessert now.
Yeah. with,
Okay, I can do
the
that.
Cinnamon sugar and all that other good stuff that comes
Yeah,
with the loaded
I
ice
gotcha.
cream.
She just got a double dessert. Booth 88 double dessert. So did you ever think you'd be snowbirding in Florida?
So one of the things that Jeremy and I discussed on date one
Date
was
one.
that,
Date
and
one.
What we found out that we had in common is that we both yearned. Is that the name? Yearned.
Thank you, Els, for the
the
goat
goat
fund.
fund.
They're coming as soon as the bird aviary is up. Georgia's letting me get goats.
Oh,
Raymond, thanks for the
Raymond,
$5.
thanks.
Fun Employment Ranch.
So something that we discovered that we both had in common on
They
date
just went
one-
over $400. It's at
Ooh,
$403.95
Very
now.
nice. Is that we both eventually wanted to move to Florida. For me, it was years and years
Date
down the
one,
road.
we talked about
Like
this.
retirement age, right? And so COVID kind of expedited that process
Bruce,
way
thank you.
way quicker. Thanks, Bruce.
We were just talking to friends about this, weren't we?
Yeah,
Were we talking
So-
to Holly or Jenny and Larry?
both.
Also, we were talking to both.
So because of COVID, that expedited our plan to move to Florida so much quicker, and that's how we ended up in Florida.
We wanted to
sooner
live
than
normal
that.
life. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Thank you.
Thank you.
So now we
So
snowbird.
never in a million years did I think that I'd be a snowbird at the age of, when did we move down there? When I was 38?
38.
Yeah,
Yep.
at the age of 38. Now I'm 40. So
Yep. So completely changed your life. And you, I think you were telling Holly yesterday, you were like, Holly's one of her friends. You were telling Holly yesterday, you're like, Jeremy would have never gotten the Florida ranch if it wasn't for our relationship. So when you're asking how does my life change because of it, I would have never gotten the Florida ranch if it wasn't for our
well,
relationship.
same with the Hale's headquarters.
I would have never, ever. I don't do things for myself like
But
that.
looking back, I mean, I would never purchase a big house either like that
Thank you,
unless
Mark.
it was for someone else. But it works for us because of
The
our business. So we work from home, so we wanted something big enough to accommodate that had a big office, which we live stream from every
The
Sunday.
office was a
and then
huge
you do
selling
AA,
point.
you do the AA meeting every Thursday with the guys, Auctions Anonymous. So
Yeah.
it works for us.
So the Florida ranch for you and for me,
Yeah.
which you picked, you found it.
It took me about 6 months to find. Tommy.
Thank you, Tommy.
It took
They
me
just
about 6
crossed
months to find.
$450. They're now at
Oh, now it's even. Is
452.
it even now?
It is. It's
Someone
at,
must have dropped
Yep.
a couple cents.
It's $452. They just went over the 450. You can get 3 desserts now.
Ooh, now nice. So Angie says, speaking of Florida, do you guys still have the license plate that I sent? We have
Yeah.
a lot of license plates
We have
that
them all.
were taken down during the Camp Hales, but we never had time to hang it up. So when we go back down,
Everything will be hung.
everything will be hung up. So the plan is to probably head back there. Like right now, there's hurricanes. It's hurricane season, so we don't plan on going back there. The hurricane keeps setting all the cameras off.
Yeah.
So you see like trees and twigs like
Just like sideways. Thank you, Lori. Yeah.
you see like the spiders
James,
and all
thank
the
you
animals
so much.
flying in the camera.
Yeah.
And so we don't plan on going back there until probably
Winter.
November.
Well, didn't you had one
I-
more medical appointment? We said we would go after because we were talking
My
to your doctor.
appointment,
And
yeah.
we said it was like December 8th was your appointment. We said
Because-
that'll be the date and we'll go
Yeah.
after that.
So my
Oh, Daryl, thank you so much. Thank
mold
you so
issues
much. Yeah,
because of
we've
Florida.
learned mold in Florida. Yeah.
So my because I've had so many issues with
Allison, thank you.
thanks Allison with like breast cancer, I have to stay on top of those appointments. So I'm due for a routine MRI in December. So the plan is to go down to Florida right after that appointment, and I want to say it's in the beginning of December, maybe like December 9th. So we'll get on the road like either that day or the next day, early morning.
And then get back down there for the winter, which we loved winter there. Oh man, the weather is perfect. Ask what you're doing, Willis. Florida weather is perfect in
He's
the
having
winter.
fun there at the ranch by himself. That's how much fun.
That's
it
how
is.
much fun it is. Yeah, he goes out to the ranch.
So one of the things I told Jeremy, because we have Hale's quarters now, I said, I don't even know if I want to go to Florida this year, because like I don't want to leave. Look at what we have here. I don't want to leave.
I'm leaving. I'm not doing
I don't want to
cold.
leave.
We're not doing
I don't want to
cold.
leave this beautiful home to downsize to a camper.
It's just camping. It's temporary. It's temporary. Okay, so
So when we
never
go
knew you were
down to
gonna
Florida, we do have neighbors that are watch over our fluffy butts.
We're all set, and ready to go.
Yes, and which our other neighbors that we love, they're also snowbirds. So the
We're gonna
neighbor
be-
kids,
So the 71-year-old and the 69-year-old, they're snowbirds as well. So
Yeah.
we already have plans to go hang out with them while we're in Florida for the winter.
yeah. So the neighbor kids that watch their home every winter.
We'll watch ours
Watch
most
ours,
likely.
yeah.
Patricia, thank you so much for the $1.99.
Cheryl says, I don't like the snow or the cold weather.
They're- They're
I'm
$20
used to
away
it.
from $500
Oh, nice.
for the anniversary dessert. Look at that. Okay, so you never thought you were going to be a snowbird at the age of 38. You are. How else has life changed?
Let's see.
Cappy Cross, thank you so much.
We talked about fun employment.
Fun employment,
Never thought that I would ever be fun employed full time.
medical,
My medical issues.
snowbirding, which
Snowbirding.
really
No,
all
being
of these
a
fall
fluffy
in
butt
together.
mom.
Fluffy
Being a
butt
fluffy
mom.
butt mom and snowbirding at an early
Snowbirding,
age.
which snowbirding became important with her medical issues because she freezes to death.
So
Ron, thank you so much.
So one of the things that I noticed after I had the total thyroidectomy after
Oh my
my
goodness, they're
thyroid cancer
$5.66 away from $500
was
in
that
super chats. That's crazy.
I'm always cold. Always cold. So moving to Florida was a blessing.
Jackie says Egypt, going to Egypt for the first time. Would
Oh,
you?
yeah.
Do you think you would have
Actually,
ever gone?
we talked about that yesterday. I have never flown overseas. So I've been to Canada many times. I've been to Mexico many times. I've been to like the Bahamas and the Caribbean many times, but I had never flown overseas. So going to Egypt was
Do you think you would have ever gone
one
to
of-
Egypt
up
if we
there on
weren't
that
together?
list.
Do you think that changed the course of your life to the point, or do you think you would have gone regardless?
Looking back at it, originally I was supposed to go to Egypt for obviously my cousin's wedding, and then I was supposed to go with my mom. I was supposed to go to accompany my mom. My mom never ended up going because she got sick with COVID.
Tricky G, thank you so much.
And so,
Happy birthday tomorrow.
if you weren't in my life, I probably would have never went.
They're 66 cents away from $500
I-
in anniversary super chats.
Oh,
Wow.
I thought we got rid of the cents. Now they're back.
Yeah, the cents is back. The way it tells you right up there. You see it? It says
Yeah.
$4.99.44.
So I felt comfortable.
They just
Angie,
went.
thank
Angie
you
just
so
said they just went over 500. Oh my goodness.
So I felt extremely comfortable traveling overseas with Jeremy because I felt like he was going to be there with me to protect me because you never know what's going
I'm
to happen
huge.
overseas. So, and he's traveled overseas, so I felt 100% comfortable. Would I have traveled with anybody else? Probably not. I probably would have never went because my mom would have never went, which means what was the point of me
What
going?
was the point, yeah.
Because initially we were supposed to go to keep her
Yeah,
safe
keep her
because she
safe,
was
yeah.
anxious.
Oh man.
Right.
Holy cow.
The forks and then spoon soup the ice cream.
Whoa.
And for real,
You
when you
got-
guys are done, I do have lots of questions.
You have lots of questions when we're done? Look at that.
We got the chocolate fudge cake with the loaded ice cream that came with caramel drizzle, fudge drizzle, and a cinnamon sugar tortilla.
The life of Pat Bones. Thank you so much.
Lots of turtles.
Watch, she'll feed me dessert. Watch. Okay, so Egypt.
Yeah,
Uh,
so Egypt, and being part of the Egyptian book bags for the orphan kids.
Huge.
That went hand in hand for Egypt.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. We
Thanks,
appreciate it. For those just joining or just shortly joining, it is our 4th anniversary. We're in the exact booth.
I'm gonna give the viewers at home the first bite.
Oh yeah, do that. We're in the exact booth where we met exactly 4 years ago, never knowing how our lives would change together, and never knowing that we'd be where we are today. And this is our 4th year in a row coming back here to celebrate,
In this
making
booth.
it a priority. Last year,
In the same booth.
traveled from Florida to be here. This year, traveled from Hale's headquarters. Thank you,
You
Ron
ready for
Navy.
the- Thanks, Ron. Ready for the
For me?
first bite?
For
the
me?
second bite, because I gave the first bite to the viewers at home.
It's good. You guys make good dessert. That's really good. Sharon, thank you so much. So how do
you
you,
want to try the cinnamon sugar?
whatever you
tortilla?
want me to try, same as always.
Okay.
I just always tell her whatever you want. Whatever you want. So chickens and peacocks. What about Hale's headquarters? Do you think you would? Oh, thank you so much for from Camellia. As many years as possible. Hale's headquarters. What do you think about that? Does that change your life?
Yes, absolutely. Is it too big?
Well, you're gonna like that.
Hale's headquarters was definitely a life changer too. Like never in a million years did I ever think that I would live in a place like that with an amazing view every day. Maybe you can feed yourself.
I like it. It tastes better when you feed me. I always tell her it tastes better when she feeds me.
Jeremy
And
says it
does.
tastes better when I feed him,
It
but then
does.
he complains that I always shove food in his face and his mouth, and that's why he's fat. But he's the one who's like, I like it better when you feed me.
I was never this fat.
Yeah, you were. You were heavier.
I have
before
been
met you.
heavier, stress eating. But when I met George, I was thin. Yeah, when I met George, I was thin. But
Do
she,
people know how heavy you used to be? Did you ever share
probably.
that?
We probably shared it in the past. I was just shy of 280 pounds, which today I was 233 pounds. So at 280, it basically looked like somebody ate me. Thank you, Ron. So we were telling Holly yesterday that, well, I was telling Holly yesterday, I was like, if it wasn't for George, we would never be in this house and with this office and working this way.
If we didn't work from home, it would make no sense to buy something like that.
We wouldn't need the storage, we wouldn't need the space. If we weren't on YouTube, we wouldn't need it either. But
Right.
when you live your life publicly online,
Working from
privacy
home.
becomes an absolute need. Privacy becomes a luxury. So when you live your life publicly online, there's there's things that you share, and that's okay. You choose to share those things, and there's things that should never be shared. You should be able to keep privately. And so Hale's headquarters becomes that private oasis as well. So really, if it wasn't for YouTube, we probably wouldn't even be there.
No, we'd probably be in like a 2-bedroom condo
And if it wasn't for us getting
with a
together,
waterfront.
YouTube probably wouldn't even exist. I mean, even though I was doing YouTube before I met you,
It was more of a hobby.
it was just because
Hobby
versus turning it into a daily entertainment channel.
Do you want some ketchup with every bite I give you?
They want to know what's your favorite saying and what's my favorite saying. I can't repeat George's favorite sayings
What?
because I don't know them.
My
That's
favorite
what it was.
saying that Jeremy
That's what it
says?
was. Usually she says, "What?" and she gives you an eye like this. It drives me crazy. I can't stand when she does that.
So my least favorite saying that Jeremy says is when I ask him a question and there's like no excitement, no enthusiasm, and he responds with, I suppose.
So now George does that to me. When I ask her a question, she'll go,
I
I suppose.
So you can see how irritating that is.
But I tell her, I was like, in my family, I know where I picked it up. I picked it up from my dad. My dad used to say it, and it used to drive me and my siblings crazy. Like, you can't get a straight answer from this man. And I picked it up, and I'm like, I hate that I picked that up, and I do that. But that's part of nature versus nurture. I picked something up from my parents that I don't like, and I still do it, and I haven't broken myself of it yet. So then George just reinforces it by doing it more.
So that's something he definitely says that is my least favorite.
Yeah, my least favorite is when she does what with the face.
And then you also like for real? And when I call you Jeremy with the G, I think you like that.
Yeah, those are okay. George likes to speak when she's not on camera, and even though she does it on camera sometimes, she likes to speak in the weirdest accents all the time. All the time. It's always something different. Ron, thank you so
No
much.
laughs.
Thank you so much. Yeah, George is always speaking in a different accent at any point in time, no matter what, no matter who knows why.
Does that annoy you?
No, I accept it because it's you. I like it because if it's you. If it was anybody else, it'd be the most annoying thing in the world. You're like, see ya. You're ghosting them in no time. But for some reason, it works, and I accept it with George. I'm like, yeah, it's just George.
Just take a half a bite. That way it's less awkward on the camera.
Do you think it's awkward? Baby, they gave this for the anniversary fund. This is
I know.
dessert. They cooked it.
But the
We
turkey
have to
and
be
chips too
polite.
big.
We have to be polite. They're good at cooking.
I'm saying half a bite so that it's not like hanging out of your mouth.
I got you. I have 15% left
Here.
on the phone.
Yes. Do you want to wrap it up since your phone's dying?
I just wrapped it up all right. We'll just
A
go
little bit of
until it
dessert
dies.
landed on the table.
Thank you, Angela.
Thank you so much. Says we help keep her sane and laughing.
That's always good.
All the way from England. Oh, someone in the chat said, baby, baby, baby.
No,
Baby, baby,
okay,
baby.
do you guys want to know where that came from? She does it to me. That's me mocking her. So she just started going, she's like, baby, 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 baby. So I started mocking her from day one.
Really?
Absolutely. That's me mocking her, which we do to each other all the time in Crack Up. We mock each other all. What, you pointing out you got a thyroid scar there or what? It's like, thyroid scar.
I don't recall ever saying baby, baby, baby.
All the time.
3 times in a row, maybe twice in a row.
You
but
just
not
did.
3 times in a row.
That's because I exaggerate what you do to make it even funnier as I mock you. So I add another baby in there. So we mock each other like crazy. Like all the time.
We roast each other a lot,
All the time.
which I think is part of a healthy relationship. I think roasting one another is a love language.
Would you say that that's it? That's a love language? Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
Like, what was I? If you know when someone likes you when they
Thank
tease
you, Betty. We appreciate it. And Deborah, thank you
Deborah
so
and
much.
Betty, thank you so much. Like you know when someone likes you if they tease you
Oh, we tease each
in
other
like
nonstop.
a friendly way.
Yeah, we tease each other nonstop.
Not in a mean way, but in a friendly way.
And I also chase George around the house nonstop. Like I will chase her, tackle her, pick her up, throw her on the couch.
Because I scare him. That's the only reason
So-
why. Because I'll hide and scare him.
So she'll
in the
scare me,
dark.
and then I'll go after her, and she'll be like, "No, no, no!" And then I'll come and tackle her, and she has it coming. Baby, baby, baby. I said, oh, baby, baby, baby. How else has your life changed? We had cheese curds for the first time. Now we love them.
I probably have a ton of gray hairs now because
Oh,
of
I
you.
know. I've lost so much hair because of you. The stress you put me under.
It looks
and I'm
like my
going
hair
gray.
looks shiny, but that's actually gray hairs, you guys.
I'm fatter, less hair, more gray.
My gray hairs are so thick and shiny that someone once confused it as
Tinsel.
Christmas tinsel. She's like, is that Christmas tinsel in your hair? And I'm like, no, that's just my gray hairs.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true.
And now that's a trend where girls are putting Christmas tinsel in their hair.
I'm pretty sure all this, and wait,
That's just hereditary, Jeremy.
I feel like there's a big zit up there. Something's going on up there. And then all this is, you want to check? The zit right there? Don't pop it on camera.
Oh, I need a fork to pop
You
it.
gonna stab it? She would.
You would let me, wouldn't you?
I let you do whatever you want all the time.
He hates when I do this.
That is a pain. That is a pain. She does that all the time. All the time.
I'll look at his ears and then I'll say, "Can you guess where my finger was?" I'll give him a look.
Mods, if there's somebody causing problems, mods, we give you full authority.
Lizzie block.
Don't just
That's right,
delete a
Jay
comment.
Silver.
Just block them. Just block them.
Crafty
Jen, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. All right. Any other ways your life has changed with the few moments we have left in the battery?
Yeah. I now have a dad bod too.
Yeah, she does.
Sorry, honey, the ice cream's melting.
Hmm.
And it wasn't like the perfect ice cream to fudge chocolate cake ratio.
Yeah, it wasn't. You know. Hmm. Yeah, I hear you though.
Is that better?
Hmm. You think I'll ever get rid of my dad bod?
Yeah. As soon as you go on that diet that you were supposed to start
That
3
diet,
years ago.
that diet called heaven. As soon as you go on that diet, as
That
soon
you
as you
said
go
you're
to
going to go on
heaven,
3 years ago.
she continues to shovel food in my mouth. Deborah just gave $5. Deborah wants to know, can she adopt us to be her brother and sister? Yeah. We're good with that.
Yeah.
We're good with that.
Yeah.
What's been your favorite memory in these 4 years? What one memory tops all memories? Let me say it another way. When you're so mad and so frustrated and you can't stand me and you hate my guts, what's the one memory that brings you back to reality?
Well, why don't I ask you that question? Because I've been answering all the questions.
So anyways, what's your favorite?
When you want to push me off the fire tower, you can't stand me.
When I want to push you off the fire tower and I can't stand you, what brings me back? That
It's my laugh, isn't it?
yeah, it is. It is your laugh. That I don't want to do life with anybody else but you. Yeah, it's the laugh. Yeah, it's the laugh.
I have different types of laughs. I have a cackle, like a high pitched cackle. I have like a cougher's laugh.
She's got a vomit laugh.
There's times where I'll laugh so hard that I'm gagging. There's like a little like laugh. It changes. It all depends.
Yeah. When it comes back down to it, the best times are when George and I are laughing together, which I've laughed more with George than anybody else in my life. And I've met a ton of funny people and have a ton of funny friends. And I laugh the most with George.
That's a compliment. That's a big old compliment because, I mean, I know I have my moments, but I don't think I'm hilarious. I'm not stand-up comedy quality.
I always tell George, without her, I'm kind of funny. Without me, she's kind of funny. When you put the two of us together, we're a catalyst for each other, and we become Hale's hilarious. So we tell each other we're better together. This is one of the things when we were talking to the TV producer afterwards. I was like, I don't want to go out and do a show without you. I'm a better entertainer when you and I are together. We're a package
He kept
deal.
saying we're a package
We're a
deal. I'm
package
not doing
deal.
it. Even though I kept encouraging to do it without me, I would still be there on the sidelines for him. I'll even be the water boy. I'll be the cheerleader. I'll be like a Dallas cowgirl cheerleader on the side for you. But he's just like, no, we're a package deal. If you can't be with me, then I don't want to do it. I don't care how much money they give or how much fame it'll bring. I don't want to do it without you. So I'm still going to encourage him to do
Thank
it
you,
without
D.
me.
McKinney.
Because I think he's better on camera than I am. And see what happens.
Chemistry? Do we have chemistry?
The class?
David, thank you so much.
David, thank you.
Do you think we have chemistry together?
I think so. That's something that we both recognize before even date one.
Oh, yeah.
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 Because if I didn't feel like we clicked and the vibe was right before it would have never made it to date one. We would have never met in person.
I would have met her still in person.
I wouldn't have.
If it didn't feel like the vibe was there, I would have been like, you know what, I'm bored. Let's go see if I can get this chick to pay for dinner.
And guess who paid for dinner on the first date?
I did. I always pay for dinner.
I left the tip. I insisted on leaving a tip.
Typically, what I would say on a first date is, hey, I'll pay for dinner if you leave the tip. And that's what I did.
I said, we can go Dutch. We can go Dutch. He's like, what's that?
I thought you were Egyptian. And still to this day, I'm sitting there going, I thought you were Egyptian.
So isn't that like, Sharon, thank you so much. Isn't that like the American saying to go Dutch? Where the guy pays for his tab and the girl pays for their tab?
They have given $595.02. They're $4.98 away from $600 in super chats.
What's the battery life on your phone?
I have no idea. Let me see if I can figure it out. You know, I'm scared to even
It
try
looks
and
like
figure it out.
Sean Goodman is in the chat.
In the house.
In the house.
Sean Goodman in the house. You would have never met Sean Goodman in person.
Speaking of Sean Goodman, I wonder where he got that name from. I think what happened was I couldn't record. I'd never met Sean before, but him and I had like a good rapport because he was buying
a lot of lots. Thank you so much, Els. You just went over 600. It's 612 cents.
Like I knew Sean was normal based on the communications we had with like him buying from our auctions and stuff, and I couldn't record for whatever reason, and I was like, what if I reach out to Sean and see if he can help me record?
Because I bought a storage unit in the area, yeah.
Which I thought was close to the area, but I think he ended up being like 45 minutes away.
Probably still.
But he's like, yeah, I can do it. I'm fun employed. Dropped everything to meet Jeremy.
Then later bought a silver bar from him.
Yeah,
then we went skydiving.
I coordinated to where Sean could meet Jeremy so he could replace me as the camera person. And everyone kept saying, whoever's recording sounds like John Goodman. And in one of the videos, I called him Sean Goodman. The Sean Goodman. And so that's where the name came from.
The Sean
And now,
Goodman.
we don't even know what his real last name is. Actually, I do know what it is. It starts with a B.
4 years. What's your favorite moment? Last question. Favorite?
You can't tell me
Give
what's
me
your
one
favorite moment.
favorite
It's been 4
moment
years.
in our relationship.
Then
4
you go
years.
first.
We've got who knows how much battery life. You're more important.
How
than
about
my
you go
answer.
first?
You're more important than me. I'll answer after you answer. Favorite moment together?
Favorite moment together. That's a tough one
4
because
years.
I don't have a favorite.
Okay, then your non-favorite moment together. Since you don't have a favorite.
Here, I answered that already. Hearing you say "I suppose" when I asked you a question.
Okay, I was joking on the non-favorite, the hope that you would come up with a favorite. So your favorite moment in 4 years before the battery dies.
I can't think of one. Sorry.
Okay, what's the first moment that comes up to mind in your highlights reel that you're able to share?
Date 3.
Date 3, which was
The night that I realized that I loved Jeremy.
at what moment that night did you realize it?
When he was singing at the top of his lungs to Louie Louie and dancing with his vanilla grandpa dancing moves.
That was a good night.
Yeah.
That was a good night. Yeah.
Is that one of your favorites?
Nope, right now is. Right now. Right now is. Thanks for celebrating our 4th anniversary with us
Yes.
in Booth 88, Buffalo Wild Wings in Medina. This is 4 years in a row we've come back to celebrate. This year we celebrate with you live because you have been such a vital part of our family and such a vital part of our success and growth together. We love you. Thank you so much. Say goodnight, George.
Good night, George.